Okay, so what should we do today? Any thoughts?
Yes, I'm here. You said you're gonna leave cards ideas. Profession.
Professions? Wow, Kyra.
You said we were gonna do some Eid cards decoration. In a year, there's 2 Eids. The first one we celebrate one month of Ramadan that we already did, and the second it's a little bit later.
All right, let's.
You must sacrifice one thing that's very, very important to you.
Okay, so we can make an Eid card, Eid Mubarak card.
Teacher,
Yes.
can we do seashells?
Seashells, that's a good idea. All right, we'll do seashells next week. I'll write it down. Let me look for Eid Mubarak cards. So I'm thinking I wanted to do some doodle art with you. You know, like how mandala art is. So we can make an Eid card with mandala art. We can do some lettering, we can do some textures, and we can make some pictures of Eid as well. Oh, very nice, Kyra. Can I see this after class? We can start our class right now, and then I'll wait for 5 minutes, and you can show me all your pictures. Okay, so Safreen, do you want to tell us how you celebrate Eid?
Okay, you can celebrate the 3 days in a row, or you could also celebrate 2 days in a row, or one day. It's your choice.
Okay, so what do you do on Eid? Do you wear fancy clothes?
Food, yeah, stuff like that.
Okay, now do you know something about how Eid is connected to the moon? Because on all the Eid cards we see a moon. Is there a moon thing with the Eid?
Look what the moon month. We celebrate it with the moon. It's in the other side, and so when it rotates back in 1 month, then it's the Jadarat.
Okay.
And then then it's 1 day after Eid.
Okay.
So yeah, that's something special about it.
All right. Okay, so let us make a card which says, at least we'll say Eid Mubarak, and then we'll draw some pictures of maybe a window from where we see the moon, and then we decorate the space around it. Should we do that? Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
We can search up Eid Mubarak cards, and maybe you can find some ideas.
I did find some ideas, so I'm just putting them all together because we need to make something of our own. So we take some ideas and we say, okay, this is nice, and then we put them all together, and then we add some of our own stuff. So maybe you can add your own textures, you can add some of your own colors, or just make it in black and white, and that becomes your own unique Eid card. Okay, so I'll show all of you what I mean. So let's look at this search on Pinterest for Eid cards.
Yes.
Okay, so this is a nice one where it's got the moon and some flowers and some very nice old Islamic building. Then we've got food. Then we've got a handshake. Happy Eid Mubarak. I don't know what Happy Eid Mubarak means. Then we've got a moon made out of leaves. Oh, sorry.
I think that's a little bit too complicated because the designs.
I know. This is too complicated. This is nice. See, all of these are nice. And then
those ones are doodles. They're very nice.
See, I like this one also, where you have Eid Mubarak, then you have a lantern, stars, moon, and then you have a little building with a little moon on top.
If you go down, there's a baby.
Even these are nice. I like these also. Shall we make something like that?
Yeah. That's a lot of colors. Like Eid Mubarak, it's all about colors as well, not just black and white.
Oh, so then let's do a colored card, but we can do a colored card with lots of texture also. Okay. All right. So we'll make something like this. A scene from the from this is a scene from Arabia or from the Middle East.
Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, let's make our shapes first. Oops. Something was wrong with my camera. I think now it should work. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to work with my, I think I can work with my pen, but you can make it in pencil first, or you can make it in pen. So here's how we make this card. Let's first make it in pencil.
Why is the pencil fully black? Why does your pencil look like a charcoal pencil?
It's just black. It's black colored wood, black colored outside, a black eraser, and a black lead. So it looks like charcoal.
It looks like a charcoal. It looks like a charcoal pencil. Those are actually weird.
Okay, here we go. This is how we'll make a card. I am making a design first. I'm going to try out my design. This is all in half of my page is going to be a rough design, and then I'm going to make fair over here. So in this
I'm gonna
case,
just make half.
yeah, you can make half. Now here we can first make a whole lot of buildings right up to here. And then we make a moon and some stars. And then we can make some palm trees, not coconut palms, I think date palms. Okay, so let's start with, yes,
May I do the rough work on the back side?
on the back, yeah, you can do it in the back of the page, yes. So make this shape like so. I'm making it very small, don't make it too big. And Kyra, you can make it slightly big, don't make it too small because we are making at least 5-6 buildings over here. Okay, this is one building and this is its top.
Yeah.
Then here's another building and its top is like this. Then there's another building which has got a top like this. So these are all buildings that were built in the desert, I think. Then you can make another building which has a minaret, and then another building.
Egypt. Those are Mecca. It's a Saudi Arabian town.
Saudi Arabian Tower.
Yes, Mecca. It's a very old town.
Oh, okay. That's nice to know. So now in this, we can make all sorts of designs and patterns. And then on top, we can make the moon like that. And we can make a few stars. And maybe from this side, we can make a palm.
Miss, that
Actually,
mom has just made the 3 buildings.
date palms are usually straight, not sideways. They go straight up. So we draw them like this. And now in all of these, we can make textures like these. See, different textures, and you can paint these. So how will I make something like that over here? I can make some lines like that coming from the top. And then in that, I can make lines that go sideways. So slightly angular. See, this becomes a nice texture. You know what texture that is? That's this one. See, this texture on this dome. And all the places, all the buildings we can convert into texture. Okay, now what other texture? There's something like this. We can make on maybe the building here. We can make a texture like that. Then we can make maybe a texture like this. So you can just draw horizontal lines and then draw a zigzag line. And even this, the palm that we draw, that can also have a nice texture. You can just draw some lines on that. Because then it'll look like those palm leaves or fronds as they're called. Now, if you don't like just geometric textures, you can also make things like little floral textures because in Islamic architecture, they have lots of beautiful flowers and leaves. But usually they don't put pictures of any animals. So lots of geometric designs are there in Islamic buildings. And here you can make things like this. You can make square. And then in this, you can make patterns like that. See here, it's a beautiful pattern. This one, or this one. Kyra, if you want, if these are very complicated patterns, you can just make birds also if you want, or just lines, or just colors will also look nice. And then this one, I could probably make to do a zigzag this way. I love making textures. I love this doodle art. That's why my company is also called Doodle Factory. And once we finish all the textures, then we can just paint with watercolor on top of it. Now, on top of this dome, we can make a texture like that. And some places we don't have to make a texture because then everything will become too filled up. Now, we also need to write Eid Mubarak. So this is the spelling, E-I-D, that's Eid Mubarak, M-U-B-A-R-A-K. So somewhere we need to write this also. So what we can do is, just on the buildings, we can leave a gap. So make this, make 2 lines like that, in which we will write Eid Mubarak. Now look at how I'm going to write this. Kyra, look up. Shafreen, where are you? Shafreen, come and sit. I just want you to see how I write Eid Mubarak in this. So you count the number of letters and you count the space between words also. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So make 11 tiny dots over here, but not anyhow. So start from the center. This is 1. And then you'll make 5 dots on this side and 5 dots on this side, which are the same distance. I want you to see, don't do anything. I want you to first see it, understand it, and then do it. Okay, understand it. So I make 1 dot in the center, and then after 1, I have to make 10 more to make 11, right? So I'm going to make from this side 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So how many dots do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I do 1, 2. The distance between the dots has to be the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now you have to check whether the space on this side and this side is the same. If it's not same, then you can increase this or you can adjust the dots. Okay? Look up. Ruth, wait. Don't start doing it. Let me finish. Okay? Now that you have all the dots, now you can write the letters on top of the dots. Oh. See, I made a mistake. I'm writing Mubarak directly. I need to write Eid. Where am I paying attention? I'm not paying attention. E-I-D, then space, leave 1 dot, and then write M. Now, M is a very wide letter, so you need more space. M-U-B-A, and we don't have to worry because we have made the dots and our letters will fit perfectly in this space. Now, this you can do any kind of space. I can do the same thing in a round like this. I can make it like this. And in everything that I'm going to do, I can do exactly the same layout. So mark the center and do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can write. Now, whenever you're writing a letter, it has to be sitting straight up on the line. It can't be leaning. So I can't write Eid like that, because then all my letters will tilt. See, they can't tilt like that. They have to stand straight. So on this, they have to stand straight. On the dot, on the point where it is turning, it has to stand straight. That is called perpendicular. Okay, so here, see how my E is tilting a little this way. The M is straight. And now R and A and K will all tilt sideways. Got it? Okay, now you practice. Let me see your letters. And I'll wait for you. So take your time. We're not in any rush. Kyra, did you get it? Let's see. Do you want me to want me to see it? Now, Safreen, do you have loose paper? Do you girls have loose paper to make an actual card? We need a thick sheet if you have it, a thick drawing sheet. But if you don't have a card sheet, then you can draw it in your book and then you can make a card out of that. So I'm cutting my A4 sheet into half.
Miss, I have a question.
Yes.
Is it okay if we use normal paper?
No, we need drawing paper at least because normal paper is usually thin paper. So your card will not fold, I mean, it will fold properly, but when you paint on it, the paper will bend. So
Okay. So you're telling me that I need a thick paper.
yeah, something like,
At least I can like watercolor. When I
yes.
don't have it, I have the same size as the paper when it's not folded.
Okay, so Safreen, is your mom around? If she can.
Yes, she's cooking chom, a
Okay,
Bangladeshi sweet.
okay,
She's
wonderful.
coming. Yes, ma'am.
Excuse
Yeah.
me.
Yes.
Excuse me.
Yes. So could you make just take a sheet from the back of the book and maybe tear it in half so that Safreen can get a card. We can make a small card of A5 size. So I'll show you. This is my A4 size book. And I have spare paper, so I've cut that in half. And that I've folded in half to get a small card. So I think Safreen has a big book, right?
Yes.
I'm fixing
Okay.
it.
So when you cut half a page, you will actually get the A4 size page. Okay, and then you can cut that A4 in half and you will get 2 cards like this. So your half page will give you 2 cards. My half page will give me 1 card. See, this is my half page. Okay.
Material.
Any small card is fine. See, this is about the size of my palm. Kyra, do you have paper? Do you have, can you make a card? Okay, is your mom around, Kyra? Could you ask her to fold the paper once and cut it?
Yes, she's there.
Okay, so ask her to fold the paper and then cut it, and then you fold one of those papers into half to make your card.
এখানে খুলে ফেলছে অলরেডি, এখানে ফিক্স হয় না, মানে যাচ্ছে তা, মানে ওর হাতে পড়ছে মানে তো এটা বাদ হবে।
Ma'am, I have A4 sheets in my like study.
Okay, good. So you can take one A4 sheet and cut that in half, and then half of the A4 you can fold to make a card. Okay, if you don't have paper, it doesn't matter. You can just make a nice rectangle on the paper on our drawing book also. Not too big, and in Kyra's case, not too small also. So if you have a paper, that's good. If you don't have a paper, just make a rectangle. And now we will make the same drawing over here. So now if you want,
Miss, I have a question. Is on the paper a bigger spot of like sheet?
a bigger spot.
Yes, on a rough sheet because we have
I don't understand what you're saying.
really.
কি বলতেছে bigger what? আমিও বুঝি নাই।
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, on the card, you will make the drawing bigger. Is that your question, Safri? Yeah. Yes, Kyra, cut that in half. Fold it in half and cut that paper.
কোশ্চেন কি ছিল যে এই রাউন্ড সার্কেল থেকে তুমি কার্ডে ডিজাইন ড্র করবা কিনা?
Okay, look, Safri, look what I'm doing. Now see, if my design is so big on this small rectangle, over here my design has to be this big. But now remember, we have to add all these things also. So you have to draw very carefully. Now I want you to see how I'm doing this. I'm going to keep my Eid Mubarak here in a banner, that is. But look at how light I'm drawing this. You can barely see the line. So I'm going to draw this banner at the bottom. And then I'm going to draw my buildings, go through and behind. So I'm going to draw my one building. I think I'll draw this building in the center. I quite like how it's looking. This one comes up here with a dome. And then I'll draw two buildings on the side. So wherever this banner is there, your lines should not go through the banner. You have to just be a little careful over here. And I don't like this too much. So I'm going to change that into another dome also. I like domes. Oh, but also I want to put a palm tree. So I'm going to put the palm tree before I put the dome. So this is called overlapping. Something is going to be in the front, something is going to be in the middle, and something is going to be in the back. Now for the palm trees, I'm going to draw a nice shape of the palm. So they're like C shape. And I'm making two. And above,
Miss, it's feel.
yeah.
Are you doing like the same thing on each side or something? Because it's feeling like you're doing on the same side with the same things.
No, it's two different sides. And now also what we can do is we can make one big dome here. I'm changing the design now. I can make one big dome here. And inside this, I can make, oh no, I don't think this would be Islamic. I'm a little confused with my architecture. No, this gives us lots of room to play. Now, Eid Mubarak is going to come here, right? I can draw my moon on the left now. And I'm drawing a nice big moon. And I'm going to draw stars.
Miss, I have an idea.
Yes.
It could be like a little Easter hunt in the card. Miss, if you put a small star, like in the moon, it would become the Islamic sign.
It does come. Yeah, if you put it over here. You're right. We can do that also.
It's like a little Easter hunt.
It is. Okay, now that I have drawn this, are you all able to do this or is it too complicated for you? Are you able to do it? Kyra, how are you doing? Very good. If you have any confusion, let me know. Now, I've drawn this in pencil. and I'm going to draw it in my micro tip pen. But if you don't have a pen, don't worry about it. You can just make these lines dark in some places, and then we will cover up everything else with a pattern. When you're making the line dark, keep checking.
Miss, I have a question.
Go ahead.
Number of the micron?
Number of the mic. Are you going to use a micron pen, Kyra? Yes? Okay. I want you to use it very carefully. You should not press too much, okay? So the number that I'm using is number 5. But you don't need to use a micron pen. You can just make the lines dark with pencil also. Okay?
Miss, I have a question.
Yes, yes, Safreen. Ask.
How did you do that palm tree? Mine didn't turn out that way.
Let
I
me.
know how to do that stick, and I don't know how to do the palm tree leaves.
Can I show you?
Okay.
This is how you draw the trunk, and then you draw these curves from the bottom, and then you draw the curves on the top, and then one curve like that. This is easy to draw, right? Safreen, look here, look here.
Okay.
And then each of them from the bottom, you just draw a straight line.
Okay, thank you, Miss. I didn't know, so that's why I asked you.
Yes, yes. That's your job to ask me questions. And then I have to give you the right answer or some answer.
There. Understand.
Okay, so we are going to do it like this. Oh, where is it gone?
বৃষ্টি বানাচ্ছে কালকে থেকে
Oh, 1 second. Can I? Safreen, I'm going to just mute. Now, before you make the lines dark, you need to check, are you drawing the line correctly? Do you want to make adjustments? Do you want to make some changes? Like in this case, maybe I can make, what can I make? This instead of a straight line, can I make it like that? Or can I'm going to look for a different kind of banner that's slightly different. Oh, well, so pretty much the same. So I'm going to make mine with a little curve like this, just because everything is very curvy. Then first thing I'm going to make is my date palm. So I have to make sure that my lines are nice and straight and continuous. So this is my palm tree. Now the trees don't have to be the same height.
খুশির নমুনা তোমাদেরকে আমি এখন পাঠাচ্ছি সেই মিষ্টি সেই
Oh, let's see, Ruth. Oh, nice. Very nice. See, your pencil lines are also looking good. Now, the choice is, do you want to make it textured or do you want to make it with color? I'll leave you the choice. Okay, you can decide to make it full of color also. That's fine.
Miss, we can make both of them off.
You can do both of them also. Yes, why not? Now this building has become rather big, so I'm going to make a doorway. Now I'm changing my pen and using 0.2 to make the doodle textures. Now, when I make the doodle textures, if I want to make a complicated texture like that, you can use a pencil first if you want to draw some lines, or always remember to break the line from the center. Draw the center line first, and then draw the lines in the middle. So all the center of center, so on and so forth. So you're always cutting things in half. See, this itself is looking very nice. It looks like an onion dome. Then I can make something like that. Can come down instead of going up. Now, wherever the design has gone behind a leaf or something, you can always imagine the design with pencil and see how the design continues behind the whatever we have drawn over here. Oh my God, Ruth, suddenly what happened? You're wearing a mask? Are you outdoors suddenly?
Is it coronavirus?
Oh, here's one thought also. Not all designs have to converge up. Maybe for this one, I will make a design that is flat. So just vertical lines. And in this, maybe I can draw a pattern like that. Now, what I'm thinking is I would like to paint the buildings in different colors, and I'm going to leave the domes black and white, and I'm going to paint the sky blue, and I'm going to write this uh, in, this is the center. Oh, my center is over here. See, my banner is shifted slightly. It's a little longer on the left and short on the right. So now I'm going to make the dots from the center of the banner, not the center of the card. So this is center. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, again, lots of space difference. And then I'm going to write it like that. First, I'll write it in pencil, very light. And then I'm going to write it in block letters. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go around these letters in pen and make them stand out, make them fat. So leave a lot of space between your pencil letters. Now, even these palm trees, this is what I normally do. I make 2 lines where the C shape is. And then from there, I can make straight lines down to the straight line, see? Otherwise, they look like lemon burgers. This looks like palm trees. See, this is a nice shape. And now the trunk of the palm can be made with a rick-rack pattern, a zigzag. And the zigzag pattern, you can fill up with a lot of things. So you can fill up with more lines like that. I really like this pattern. Or you can make triangles in them. And each of these patterns on both the trees, you can make different. Now, the trick to making these patterns is to draw very slowly first, because the line should not be too long. It should not extend outside of its space. Now, in this case, we can make a rick-rack design in the leaf. So it'll look like maybe teeth, but because we have so much space, it's actually quite a waste if we don't explore more than one design. You should keep your art or your design unpredictable. It should not look like you're doing the same thing over and over again. See, they look a little bit same, but a little different also. Now, because we've done a zigzag over here, on this, we can make slightly different patterns. So you can make 4 lines going sideways in one direction, and then 4 in the other direction at an angle. See, it looks so pretty. There. We could also make some patterns over here for the doorway. Now we can start painting. Now our class, we have only 5 minutes barely for painting. So I'm just going to paint the sky right now in class, and then maybe later on I'll paint the buildings. Now for the sky, I'm going to take all these blues that we have. I really like a blue sky, but it's a night sky. So I'm not going too close to the
Ma'am,
edge.
which color?
I'm using all colors, all these blues. So cobalt blue, cerulean blue, ultramarine blue. And I'm going to mix them. Oh, one of my blues has become green also. But it's okay. It's a nice deep color. And our blue is going to be a little patchy, but let it be. It's okay. If you keep it slightly wet than normal and use a slightly bigger brush, then it won't be too patchy. But that's why when you can use slightly wet and more colors, so we spread them fast. Oops, one off screen. And make sure that you mix the colors in the palette also to check that they are the right color, they're the right consistency. Because sometimes otherwise your paint can be too thick. And if you want, you can also paint with color pencils, not paint. Then it won't be called painting, right? If you're using color pencils, what do you think? Then it would be just coloring. When you're painting, remember that the brush must see the edge. You should be able to, the brush should be on the side of the edge. You should see the edge of your paper when you're painting. Now, if you run out of time, sometimes you were thinking of making a card at the last minute. That happens to me very frequently. When you run out of time, you can even give somebody a card that's this much color, and then you can take maybe a nice light red color, something. And oh no, you can take the green color if you want, and give a wash here on the Eid Mubarak part. Just make it very light green first. And wait for it to dry, and then we can color the Eid Mubarak even darker. So what you should do is you should have such card paper ready, and you should carry your pen or pencil with you wherever you go and come up with ideas to make different cards. Especially if you're waiting somewhere, then the wait becomes easy also. If you're at a doctor's place, or maybe if you're at a train station, or you are at an airport, then all these times when you have to wait, you can.
Yes, in this month, I'm gonna fly to this, not in this month, in this year.
Oh, how nice. You're going to visit your family in Bangladesh?
Yeah, and also maybe in Thailand, maybe. Maybe I will also go to Thailand.
Very nice. I believe Thailand is very pretty. I think all countries are very pretty. What do you think?
Mhm.
Miss,
Yes.
And also, I'm going there in
I
winter for 5 months.
Okay. Yeah, yes, Ruth. Go
I
ahead.
have I have finished making the sky and painting the banner.
Okay.
Not the Eid Mubarak, but so can I start the coconut trees?
You want to color the coconut trees? But have you made a texture in them? Then I'm going to suggest don't color anything that you have texture in.
Why?
Can I color the buildings then? The buildings which don't
Yes.
have
Just the building part, not the dome.
Why, miss?
Because the texture looks much nicer in black and white, and the color looks nicer when there's nothing obstructing the color. So you keep them two separate, and then both of them look nice together. You don't need to put, I mean, do you wear all your good clothes all the time when you're going out? Or all your hair clips in your hair all the time? Have you tried that sometime? You should try that. All your hair bands, tuck, 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 one behind the other. All the hair clips, everything on your hair. That'll look a little silly, I think. Or it
I
might look
have a
nice.
lot of hair bands, so I don't want that.
You should try that. When you make a texture and you put color, and then sometimes people could glitter, and then sometimes people put even more stuff in that, then I think it looks like that. That it's a head full of all your clips. And then it doesn't look, just because you have more does not really make it look nice, does it?
Mhm. It looks a little bit dull, though.
It looks dull.
Yes, if you
Okay.
not by painting is dull.
We can take another 5 minutes and let's see if we can finish some of the buildings. But remember, whenever you're painting something with wet colors and there's something already painted, you have to wait. Wait till it dries.
Yes, I know, miss. You have already told me that.
Mm. I'm taking Viridian green. I usually don't use Viridian green, but I'm going to write Eid Mubarak in Viridian green. So because this is a very thin line, I'm using a brush which has a nice point. All my brushes have points, but this one also is slightly thinner because I want very little paint. If I get too much paint in my brush, the brush becomes really swollen and then it makes a very thick line. Now, because these two buildings are not touching, I will make them together. Or actually, now I can make this building, then this building, and then this building. No, no matter what I do, that's not going to happen.
Miss, that door you made is very pretty.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
I like doors like that, which have lots of texture in them. Hey, by the way, we can also paint the moon yellow, isn't it? What do you think? Shall we paint it like, or no, let it be white because a yellow moon can look like half a sun. What do you think?
Or it will look weird. Or it will look like a half of a full cheese.
Yeah, something weird, no? Maybe we can avoid. Okay. Let's
At
first,
least, can we color the stars at least yellow?
I think, yeah, okay, why not?
And also the sun is not even yellow, it's actually just white.
The sun is not yellow?
Yes, it's just white.
The sun or the moon, you mean?
The sun.
The sun is white? Oh, okay.
Yes, it's like a big star.
That's true, yes. But don't we see the sun yellow?
Yeah, like yellow or orange. But
Okay.
it's actually white. Or just our brain orange. Our
Or,
brain's just tricking us.
or pink in
Or
the
the
morning. In the morning, the sun looks pink from my house.
wait, really? So it's weird, but okay.
It's not weird. তুমিও pink sky দেখো।
The sun is not pink, miss. The sky is pink.
No, I'll show you a picture where the sun looks pink because when it's rising, I think it's something to do with science where when it is rising there's a lot of different air on the horizon. And from when you see the sun through there, it looks pink. It's not really pink, but it looks pink. Now mixing a few colors like light red and yellow ochre to make a slightly brownish yellow ochre. But I don't want it to be red or light red or too brown or too yellow.
Miss, maybe you can add a little bit more, like brighter colors, not just dark.
Yeah, we can add brighter colors if you want. The colors you can choose whatever you want to color because everybody likes different colors. So otherwise, all our cards will look exactly the same. That will look a little boring, don't you think?
Yeah, that's true. I'm gonna make one of my buildings design with color.
Okay.
Like a design when it's in color.
Or design with color?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or something. Or no, that would be a little bit too complicated.
Is it? Okay. Yeah, I think my card is done. How are your cards doing? Can we have a look at everyone's cards? Oh, how pretty. Very nice, Ruth. Are the colors still wet? Okay, let it dry.
Bit. Only the bottom one is wet.
Okay, okay. Kyra, let's see yours. Can you hold it up? How sweet. Very nice. Now, tell me how have you written Eid Mubarak? Have you written A-I-D? Okay, it's E-I-D? Okay, all right, that's also fine. Yes. Let's see your pictures, Kyra. Is this the professions?
Try to do these professions by seeing phone.
Uh-huh.
I try to do these.
Okay. They are looking very nice. Would you care to share them on the group so then I can take a closer look at them? Okay. Very nice.
Miss, I had made one shading thing long time ago from a book full of shadings.
Really? Can you find it? Oh, wow. This is parakeets.
Yes.
Very nice.
The book showed the shading of this, so I made it.
It's very nice. Very well done.
And I made this from a normal picture.
You looked at a picture. This is, oh, is this a bird? Is this a flamingo or is this a swan?
Swan.
Very nice. Beautiful shape, very nice size, proportions, very good. Yes, Kyra, what is this also a professional's picture? Then what is this?
At the bank, we find it.
An ATM. What a wonderful picture of an ATM. It's perfect.
I did it at an actual ATM. I
What
went
do
to
you
a bank
say?
one day
Huh.
and then I drew it there.
I think it's wonderful. So you looked, you were there, you saw it, and then you made it. It's turned out beautiful. Have you put a date behind it? You should write. So, do you remember when you did it? This month, last month?
In
This,
April.
was
in
it
April.
this year in April? That was last month. So you can write April 23.
But I don't like writing dates. That's why I never write dates on my picture.
No, write them in the back. You don't have to write them on the picture. Even I don't like writing dates or writing anything around my picture. But I write it in a corner or I write it in the back because then I remember when I'll become 300 years old, then I will look back and I'll say, oh my God, I was just 50 when I did this picture.
I do food.
Okay.
Foods when I went to a hotel. That means yesterday and today I came back. Yesterday I went.
Okay.
And so I do food, but I kept it in a bag or something and it's lost.
Oh, that's bad. Why not just make all this in a book? I make all my pictures in a book. See, I'll show you. Oh my God. Where is my book?
I know it might be.
So I have a diary and I make all my pictures in this. So I make pictures of when I'm traveling. So there's buildings. Then I'm sure there's some food somewhere. The place we stay. And
I
then,
know it might be I kept it.
but
I
I,
know
it would be nice to start using a book now.
But I always can't take the book around wherever I go. If I go to Mysore, I can't take it.
No, you can. You should just have a small book. And you every few months after the book finishes, you take a new small book and you carry it everywhere.
Miss, my mother has a book just for that. It's no bigger than this.
That's wonderful. That's how we do it. When you're traveling, you can't carry too many things. So you just carry a book, one pencil, one pen, and just some colors, and you're set. Okay, shall we end the session today? Okay, so next week, what are we doing? Whose idea was this? Yes, Ruth.
Seashells.
Seashells. All right, seashells.
Miss, can I show mine?
Yes, please. I was waiting for you. Aha. That's lovely. That's very nice, Afreen. Can you please share all your cards on the group so others can also see it? And then
Is
they
it completed?
video. Completed. If you've completed it, share it. Even if you've not completed, you can share it. Okay? Okay, now I have to go. So I'm going to wait to see your pictures and then I'll share the video of this recording or recording of this
Teacher,
class later. Yes,
can I
yes,
show
Ruth.
you one more thing?
Yes,
Can I
How
have,
cute. Yes, Kyra.
can I have sprinkles on my drawing?
Sprinkles? Okay. Okay, sprinkles are happy. I think Eid Mubarak means happy Eid, so sprinkles should be fine. Real sprinkles, like edible sprinkles? Okay. I've never seen sprinkles added, so why don't you add them and then we'll see how they look. What is that? That's a water bottle and a banana. No,
Why is it so tiny? Red.
what is that?
Red.
It's bread and water.
Yes.
I love water bottle. It is so cute.
It's tiny.
It's a tiny water bottle. Okay, guys, I gotta run and I'll see you next week. Bye.
Are you actually running, teacher?
And I have to go for my yoga class. I'm not running. I'm gonna be doing all sorts of stuff.
Ah,
Yes. Oh, how cute. What is that? One minute, what is that? Hold it straight. Is that? No, I can't see it. I can't see it. Is that Bonvita? Is that butter? And is it cocoa?
chocolate. This is
Chocolate.
orange juice, and
Uh-huh.
in the middle is cucumber sandwich.
Nice. Very nice. Okay, now I gotta run. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
See you on Monday.
Thank you. See you next week. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.